would be the same sort of thing. Put this over the top. See, this is longer, isn't it? Hi there, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm here with Sensei Chris Thompson. He's a karate instructor here in Auckland, New Zealand. He runs his own dojo and he's a 4th degree black belt. He's been in a couple of, just one other video before. This is our 2nd video together. 2nd time we've collaborated together. You'll see today, I'm in a karate gi. I'm a chameleon. I've changed from the dobok. This is actually the martial art that I first started with. I started doing karate 25 years ago, and then I started doing Taekwondo and karate concurrently, and also took up kickboxing because I'm generally an all-around martial arts geek interested in universal martial arts principles. Today we're going to be talking about something that's universal to both karate and Taekwondo, and that's weapons that you can use on your hand. When I say weapons, I mean like parts of the hand that you can hit with, basically. Sometimes people ask me, what is the point in doing a karate chop, judo chop on somebody? What's the point in getting Austin Powers on them and doing a chop? I'm going to try to address that today and show you how you can use different parts of your hand effectively to strike the opponent. So let's go through them really, really quickly, and I'll give you both the English, Japanese, and Korean words for each of the attacking tools. So Sensei Chris, feel free to hold up the tools as well and give them a different perspective or angle. Okay, so the first one is Forefist. So this is the Forefist. In Japanese we call it seikeng, so you're striking with your index and middle knuckles. Japanese seikeng, and in Korean, apjumuk. Next one, the Backfist. In Japanese, urakeng, Backfist. In Korean, dangjumuk. Next one, the underside of the fist here, the Hammerfist. In Japanese, tetsui. And in Korean, yopjumuk. Translates to the side of the fist. Moving on to the open hands now. The classic karate chop, shito or shitouchi, means knife hand. In Korean, also translate directly to knife hand. Songkal, hand, knife, songkal. On the opposite side of the hand, this side here, haito, or in Korean, songkaldum. What about moving on to the palm, shote. In Korean, pyeonjumuk, open fist, if we translate directly. And then finally, the 7th part of the hand that we're looking at, the nukite in Japanese, spearhand, or in Korean, songkut. Songkut tolgi means a fingertip thrust. You might do it to an eye, you might do it to the throat, somewhere vulnerable, somewhere where it's nasty to get a finger jab, to quote Bruce Lee. So let's have a look now at the application of each of those different techniques and some different ways that we can use those different attacking tools. Thank you, Sensei Chris. Let's start with the Forefist, seikeng or apjumuk. We're going to begin with just a basic reverse punch here to the solar plexus. So the Forefist fits in perfectly to this area. And I'll just give you a demonstration of how you would do that. So you're channeling, you're concentrating your force on these 2 knuckles, index and middle. It's pretty basic stuff. I'm going to keep my wrists straight and I'm going to strike this way. I'll show you a couple of repetitions. I want to be really accurate where I'm going, and I don't want to telegraph my intention. So in a self-defense situation, I might have my hands up between me and him, just saying like, hey, just take it easy, mate. And then just strike exactly on the solar plexus. I want to try to line up all these bones in my arm so I'm really, really square. Okay? I want to push my hip a little bit into that strike and then retract. When I retract, I might exit the range so I can't be hit by him. Right? I could either strike to his solar plexus or maybe to the point of his chin. If his chin is up, maybe I could even strike to his throat. All of those are going to be really effective ways to use that reverse punch, that seikeng gyakuzuki, or in Korean, apjumuk bande jirigi. Bande means reverse in Korean, right? So just one more time, let's have a little look using my Forefist. Or up top. Yeah, so reverse punch. Now, you don't have to, of course, throw it that stylized. It's really the same attacking tool. Even if you did it in boxing, you just twist like that, bang, or this way. It would be the same sort of thing. You use the same thing, you're using the Forefist. What other ways could you use the Forefist? Of course, you're going to use it in a hook punch, like this, so twisting through this way, or you're going to use it in a body rip, or in a hook from the side, etc. You're going to be using your Forefist in all those combinations, whether it's attacking with the rear hand or attacking with the lead hand. Okay, moving on to another attacking tool. So the next one we did was we covered Backfist, didn't we, Sensei Chris? Yeah, so Backfist. What's the point in doing a Backfist? Why would I hit this way? Why would I hit this way when surely I can generate a lot more energy striking right through like that with my hips, etc.? Well, not every strike needs to be a power strike. Sometimes it's just to stun the person, or sometimes it's because your hands are in a different position. Like from down here, it can be quite difficult for me to throw a straight punch quickly to a target. Let's say that I just wanted to strike here, for argument's sake. Okay? Let's say I wanted to strike a solar plexus. The speed that I can get with my back fist like this, or here, to the face, is much quicker than what I can do if I lift my hand up and then telegraph my intention to hit him this way. So I can strike quickly from that position. And you'll notice that boxers do this. A lot of boxers do that. They'll be standing in a Philly shell like that, and they'll shoot flicker jabs, as they call them in boxing, from that position. But really, a flicker jab and a back fist are pretty much the same thing. Another way that you can use the back fist is, of course, a spinning back fist. A spinning back fist, you create a lot of momentum spinning like this. And we've seen quite a bit of that in K1 kickboxing, in mixed martial arts, etc. Yeah. So back fist, you're coming through with the back of the knuckle here, and rather than making a big arc this way, I'd recommend that you shoot it almost straight directly through the center, so it's very untelegraphed. Just like my homeboy Bruce Lee, straight through the center, right? Sorry, Sensei Chris, thank you very much. Good, next one. We're doing Hammerfist, right? Now this is quite a good lead-in, because the Hammerfist works well as a spinning back fist as well. So when we say spinning back fist, people kind of think, oh, I'm hitting with my hand in this way. But actually what you find, give it a try, hit the heavy bag, you might find that turning it this way and using the whole side of the forearm as well as the hammer fist or side fist in ITF Taekwondo terms is much more effective. So you're going to stun the person here, aim for the jaw and really spin through. So if I was going to do it, I won't actually collect Sensei Chris, I'll just swing it in front of him. I will just swing through like that, right? So it's very similar to the way that I would throw spinning hook kick or ushiro moshigiri bande dorio chagi. So I'm getting a lot of momentum from spinning and striking with this. Generates a tremendous amount of torque. Of course, you could use either the hammer fist, you could use your foot, or you could use an elbow. So there's different ways that you could apply that. Okay, moving on. We've done the forefist, the back fist, and the hammer fist or side fist, right? So those are three different parts of the hand that you'll see. And you also see in mixed martial arts people using hammer fist to strike down. It's a lot quicker if somebody's gone down. You might have seen that classic knockout. Do you remember this one with Conor McGregor? Jose Aldo came leaping forward, and got chinned with that left hand. I think he did the left hook. He had prepared the idea of it. And as soon as Aldo fell, he was already following up with hammer fist very, very quickly. That brings me on to the next part of the hand, which is used in a similar way as the hammer fist. Similar action, except you open the hand up and you strike with an open hand. What's the use? What's the point? One of the uses might be if you're in closer range and let's say you want to strike. So let's say I want to strike here on his neck in the same way that I might strike with a hammer fist like this. But I strike with a short, so knife hand, and then I can immediately grab him. Like if I'm gonna grab him anyway, if I want to grab his head anyway, why not add a strike to it? And I can do that with my knife hand. I could do that with my reverse knife hand, like this. Boom, and then grab him. I could do that with my palm, and then grab him. But I can immediately catch his hand or his head with that, because my hand is still open. Yeah. It also means that it's not telegraphed to him what my intention is. My hands could be open like this, and I could be in more of a passive position that I might use in self-defense. I'm not like, jolly good, let's fight, let's have a scrap, you know? I've got my hands here, and I'm striking before he has a chance to adjust. So, looking at the knife hand, what are some of the uses of that? What are some of the uses? Well, as I said, probably a really classic way to do it would be to strike here. You know, you might also strike a different way though. You know, you might your opponent or the aggressor might be in a different position. They might be to the side of you. So you might choose to strike like this, right? So you might have your back like that, and using a bit of hip, you might twist this way across the neck. I'm not sure if you've ever been hit in the throat like that. It's a bit like being winded with a good body rip, except your throat closes up. So yeah, that knife hand can be pretty effective. Of course, it could be this way, it could be that way, it could be to the jaw, and then you could use, once you've struck that way, you could use that to grab, maybe to knee or to grapple. So knife hand can be incorporated into that. Moving on, Reverse knife hand, similar sort of principle. Similar sort of principle. Could strike back into his throat this way, or maybe strike to the side of his head this way, bang, or even combine that with a forearm strike. So I can strike him to the neck and stun him before I grab him. You might be familiar with a Thai clinch, an easy way to add a strike. It could even be to the back of the head this way as I go to grab him. So that's reverse knife hand, or Ridgehand. Moving on to the next part of the hand, palm strike. Big part of the use in that, I think, is not breaking your hand. I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but if you hit a heavy bag, or hit a person, or catch an elbow the wrong way, even if you've got your hands wrapped, sometimes even if you have your hands in a glove, you can still hurt yourself. Myself, I was in a tournament in 2010, and I was wearing gloves. I punched a guy in the head, the forehead, and I broke my my ring finger bone through here, right? And they call it a boxer's fracture, which is part of the reason why we try to punch with those index and middle knuckles. Point being though, if you're hitting with your fist, it can be quite easy to break your hands. Whereas when you're hitting with this palm, even if you did it against a wall, give it a try. Hit a concrete wall and see, is it easier to do that? Or is it easier to hit with your fist? If you're striking something and you don't want to mess your hand up, then sometimes that's a good option. Sometimes it might also be a good option in self-defense if you haven't conditioned your hands, or it might also be a good option because it's less aggressive. You can just push the person away or get some space. Great, good. It brings us to our last one, the finger jab. What's the use in the finger jab, the nukite? Well, let's say that Sensei Chris grabs my gi here. I might push him in the throat like this. Yeah, pretty nasty. Or I could do the same sort of thing in his eyeball, right? What about from a longer range? Let's say, just put out a quick jab towards my hand here. Good. Nice quick punch. Good. And hold it out for a second. See, if I'm here and I'm just outside this range, let's say I put this over the top. See, this is longer, isn't it? That finger jab is longer than his punch. So, you might have seen certain MMA fighters do this accidentally or not so accidentally, depending on your opinions. But that long-reaching finger jab like that was something that Bruce Lee talked about in the Tao of Taekwon-Do, one of my favorite martial arts books. And if you combine that with kicking techniques, for example, like an oblique kick, as it's commonly called today, or we call in karate kansetsugiri, in Taekwondo a pressing kick this way, then you're kind of keeping that person at bay with some pretty nasty attacks. Poking the eye, attacking the knee, pretty disconcerting for the person attacking. I'm not sure if you've ever been finger poked in the eye, but I swear, I've had my eyeball pushed back into my retina before, and I had my eye I was like a pirate for the next 2 minutes. It's very debilitating. It's surprisingly effective. So folks, that brings us to the end of the video. Those attacking tools, once again, are Forefist, Backfist, Hammerfist, the palm, knife hand, reverse knife hand, and fingertip. I look forward to getting your feedback on this video. If you do have any questions, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe and comment down below, and stay tuned for more great martial arts content here at VRMA. Thank you very much to Sensei Chris for once again coming in. Os, my friend, appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, see you soon, everybody.